Hey there. So, welcome to the garden. Today, I have a little bit of a confession to make, and a reminder, cautionary tale, if you will. Read your plant tags. Make sure you actually know what you're buying and what you're planting. I feel lucky. I am so glad that I brought these. These are eugenias, and I'm so glad I brought them into the greenhouse because I have one other one that's out in the landscape, and I came out this morning. We had about 21-degree night last night. I came out this morning, and that poor thing outside absolutely just looks just frozen to a crisp. And I thought, what? Because I looked at these at the garden center, and I will admit, I looked at them and I thought, looks like a boxwood. Didn't even read the details. Didn't even read if it was a perennial in my zone. Didn't pay any attention. I was like, it was a decent price. Let's get it. Bought these. I've loved them. I love topiaries. But these are not a perennial in my zone. These are a semi-tropical plant, apparently, and they cannot handle a hard frost. And yeah, I need to get them into a warmer place. So they can't handle a hard frost, and definitely not below 25. So what I think I'm going to do is bring them into my garage. I have a garage. The garage is not specifically heated, but it stays pretty warm, and it certainly isn't like 25 degrees in there. I'm going to bring it inside to the garage, and there's windows actually in there. I don't know if these are dormant, or I'm assuming they're not dormant because they're tropical. I don't really want to bring them in the house because God knows how many bugs are on these things. They've been outside. They've been in the garden. They've got their whole containers full of soil, probably full of earthworms and beetles and things, so I don't really want to bring them in the house. I don't even know where I would put like a topiary in the house. Lesson learned. But if I can overwinter them in my garage, kind of like people do with, a lot of people do it with citrus. I actually put one of my banana trees in the garage to see what would happen overwintering it there. So the eugenias are going to go in the garage for the winter, and I'm going to go ahead and dig out the other one and see if we can repot it and see if we can get it into the garage and see if we could get it to survive. But yeah, I had to laugh and I had to share it with you because I was sitting in my car, looking at the one that I have in the landscape this morning. I was like, why is it brown? And then I was like, is that frost tolerant? And then I looked it up, and I cannot believe I just completely made an assumption, saw it, thought I knew, and I did not know. I did not know. So, lesson learned. I mean, just thank goodness I have these in the greenhouse, which also shows you the greenhouse, this protection, is doing a lot. It's helping, and it definitely saved them. Now, it's not going to be, I keep talking about how, it's going to get cold in this greenhouse. It is going to get cold in this greenhouse. It's not going to stay warm enough for something that's like a semi-tropical plant. We've just gotten lucky because we've had sunny days before these really cold nights. So I am going to try to carry these back to the house. I'll show you the one that got destroyed. I'm going to have to dig it out of the soil, I guess. I don't know. I'm hoping that maybe a few parts of it survived. I'm hoping that it didn't, we've only had a couple really cold nights, so I'm hoping that maybe it's not fully frozen in and we can kind of save it. We're going to try. Okay. The little garden is looking so good. I can't even set up the camera to show me carrying these things because it's so rainy, but the garden is looking good. Hey, look. Peas! Remember I threw in some of those forage peas just to see if they would sprout and do their thing? They're doing it, and they're coming up around these leaves, so that's kind of fun. They are a cover crop, so I'm just going to work them back into the soil after they grow up as much as they're going to grow, or they're going to die back by the frost. These are not going to handle the fully frost. Just like the eugenia, although they are kind of protected in here with the leaves and the side of this trough, so they seem to be doing okay right now. But then, yeah, they're going to die back, and they're just going to be used to feed the general soil in this trough planter, and just kind of help it to be better for all the other plants. So sometimes it's good when things are not frost tolerant and when they get taken out, because like for a cover crop, they feed the soil, but not for my poor topiaries. These are so heavy. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I don't know. So this is obviously those are the two that were in the greenhouse. This is the one that was outside. I think maybe there's some growth. It looks almost a little greener on camera than it does in real life. Maybe it'll survive. So I just put it in a little pot down there. I'm gonna do the best I can and see if it'll make it through. I think it's warm enough in here. I think they'll be okay. If they're not, then, that is what it is. And just like lesson learned, boy, even if you think what something looks like, double check it. And I also feel like I should have known, because they do look a little tropical. Like their leaves, I was thinking they looked kind of boxwoody or almost holly-like, but they're not. They're totally, kind of a tropical-y looking thing. Oh, well. At least they're inside now. It is so cold out there. I am like winded from digging this guy up and getting him in here. Oh my gosh. At least I caught it before the cold weather really set in. It has taken such a turn. We get such quick weather changes in our area. It'll be like 70 one day, and then 2 days later it'll be like 30s. So it's just always a little hard to read, and I haven't been totally on top of the weather the way that I normally am. But at least I saw this guy outside and I was like, okay, something is terribly wrong with this. So at least we got these. I think will be just fine. I do have my banana plant that's in a container in the back here. I keep my citrus. I have one lemon tree. I just keep my citrus inside, and then it just lives inside year round. It's actually got a lemon on it, like knock on wood. I've never gotten a lemon from it, but it's got a lemon on it. It's a pink variegated lemon tree, so I just keep that one inside. My Chicago Hardy fig for right now is still outdoors. I think it's okay. It'll die back down, but then flush up. But the banana plants too, I have hardy bananas, so theoretically they would just die back down and then come back up in the spring. I kind of tried to bring them inside as houseplants over the winter, because that is an option with something like a banana. So I've got one that's indoors. It's actually trying to be a houseplant, but it's not thriving completely. It looks a little bit worse for wear. I can take you inside and show you what they look like. It looks a little bit worse for wear, so I'm not quite sure about that setup. But of course, a lot of people do bring their citrus into like a garage setting like this, and we'll see about this other banana in here. I think I need to find bigger pots or like a bigger setup for my bananas, and I haven't quite figured out what I want to do with those yet. So we have just like a whole little garden in here now of plants. And we'll see if they survive the winter. I'll show you that lemon tree, though. I'm really excited. So here is a little lemon tree. And we got the kids' Christmas decorated tree over here. But this is the lemon tree, which kind of is making a mess because every morning it drops more petals and so forth. It's just pushing out the blooms like crazy right now. But in there you can see there's a little variegated pink lemon. And I don't really know, I think it's going to turn yellow. So I think it's not ripe yet. And it's got all kinds of flowers. I don't know if I should be hand pollinating these or what I should be doing. Oh, yeah, Mayday has to come say hi. Hello. I probably should do some kind of hand pollination and see if I can get some more lemons. Because I don't put it outside, it doesn't get the full, experience of pollination. But at least we got one lemon, and I just love this plant. I love the pink. Theoretically, the flesh of that lemon should be pink. That's why it's called the pink variegated lemon. And it's just really pretty. It's just a super pretty plant, and I'm so happy that it has been pretty healthy and happy in here. And then here's the banana that's living inside. It's got some new growth, so it's doing okay. I don't really quite know how I feel about it as a houseplant, but it's sort of pretty in its own way. And yeah, I just think I need to get some big planters for them. Maybe I'll do something on my front porch with them. I'm not sure, but they're cool in their own way. And if I can keep them going over the winter, certainly at least that one, I know it will, even if it dies back, it will live because it's hardy. So it would just die back instead of staying green in the garage. So we'll see. But yeah, lesson learned. It's a tropical plant. It's not a boxwood. So read your plant tags, read your plant labels. I will be doing that more carefully next year for sure. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.